All right, thank you for that tape. I saw at least one public member's name appear on the monitor, so we'll keep the time open for people to sign up. Well, that individual is speaking. I saw Belinda Seidemann. Belinda, did you want to make some comments?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. I wasn't quite ready, but I wanted to say that the lack of public involvement in this whole process has been very discouraging. After all, it is the public's property and it's a big deal. And some people think there may be better uses for this property now and in the future for the pleasure of our community. My idea is to hold on to it for a while, open up playing fields for our kids. The Mare Island Sports Center has been shut down recently, and the city could hold on to it, have it benefit the community. And when a planner comes along and has a plan to present to the city with milestones and so forth, then we might consider it. Right now, everyone is in the dark, and we don't like it. It's like you're selling the public land out from under our feet and not even telling us what's going on. I think that property is going to be valuable to control, mitigate sea level rise in the future. And I don't want to get stuck with a bill for defending some big deal development there in another 15 or 20 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. Do we have any other public commenters on the closed session agenda?
See another hand up, Joe Feller. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I forwarded a letter earlier today to the council and to staff that we do not consider this closed session a valid negotiated session. And I think proceeding with it, with the item of the development of the north end of Mare Island, at least it's improper, and it's very likely in a violation of both CEQA and the Brown Act. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention. And I do want to remind folks that we've seen these kind of negotiations happen in public. We've seen the negotiations with Walmart. We saw the negotiations with the Winco group. And these are not closed door. These are not the type of negotiations that the council's allowed to carry on in closed doors. So that's our point, and we have engaged attorneys. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feller. Are there any other speakers on this item for tonight? Other than council members, just a moment. Any other public speakers?
No other public speakers, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so we will close the public speaking opportunity now. And Councilmember Wiesner?
Councilmember Ariola had her hand up first, so I can go after her.
All yours.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Real quick, this is a question for Naveed. Usually at the beginning of our city council meeting, before we go into private chambers, there's a red light or a pop-up that says this session is being recorded. I didn't see that, and I don't see a recording thing on my screen.
Yeah, I didn't start the recording on this, but it is being recorded on the studio downstairs. It will be available on the city website after.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Anything else from council? Councilmember Wiesner?
Yeah, so I just, I don't know if the city attorney can address the question that was raised by a public commenter about us not being able to do this in closed session. As I see the agenda item, it's conference with real property negotiators, which is always closed session. So if anybody wants to speak to that, that would be great. Thanks.
Stab?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Yes, the city council has noticed this as a closed session for real property negotiations to discuss price and terms of payment. The council will not be discussing the project as a whole. It won't be approving any project. It won't be approving any negotiating agreement or purchase and sale agreement in closed session. It will be giving direction to its negotiators relative to this issue. All of the other things, approval of any purchase and sale agreement, CEQA, which is a component of the project, any changes to the project as a whole, et cetera, will all occur in open session as is required by the Brown Act and Planning and Zoning Law.
Okay. Anything further from council? If not, then we will conclude this part. And
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry. Let me just add one additional thing.
Okay.
Based upon the letter that the city did receive from one of the speakers, I was left potentially with the impression that there was a misunderstanding about the agenda, in that I think the letter writer and speaker may have thought that the Nimitz Group or a representative thereof, who is listed here as one of the negotiating parties, would be present in closed session. They will not. This is just for the purposes of the city council providing information to its own negotiators, but the Brown Act requires us to list the parties negotiating on the other side as a matter of information to the public, but they will not be present in closed session.
Well, thank you for that clarification. Going forward, maybe we can put a little asterisk or note on there that says not to be present during closed session time, just for clarity. Okay, so with that, Ms. Neff, would you announce our closed session?
Sorry, I muted myself for a moment. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The city council will meet in closed session this evening with regard to the following item. A, conference with real property negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8. The property is North Mare Island. The APNs as listed on the agenda. The negotiators, Mike Malone, interim city manager, Gillian Hayes, interim assistant city manager, and Paul Kelly, special advisor to the city manager and the economic development manager, and myself. The negotiating parties are the Nimitz Group, Tom D'Alessandro, again, not being present, and under negotiation are price and terms of payment. Item B, public employment pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. The title of the position is city manager.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And with that, Naveed, would you rotate us into the closed session portion?